mathematics. I mean, come on. And I did. I flipped fucking script. I was like, God damn it, just give me fucking 4 of them. I don't, and it's one of those things like we were talking about earlier. It's, we recognize these other things when we get out. I mean, we might recognize the PTS while we're in, but when we get out, it hits on such a different level because now, yes, I don't mean to offend anybody, but now we have to deal with real stupidity. It's not like we can just look at our privates or whatnot or our specialists and whatnot and be like, yo, go fucking mountain climb until I get tired. And then they might think twice about doing that stupid shit again. You can't do that out here. They just look at you like, who the fuck are you? I'm like, you son of a bitch.
That's true, man. It's very true. Very, very true. But, for those who are a little more desperate, that brings us to our next topic, which is terminal disease cells. You guys know what I'm talking about?
I don't know. It sounds pretty morbid.
It does. It does. But it's like in Wedding Crashers when they figured out going to funerals. You pick up chicks better than going to weddings. The same thing. For those of you who are desperate, the snuggles in the crowd. Sometimes cancer goes away. I'm just saying. It's a horrible disease. Fuck cancer. But sometimes it goes away. Remember that. Write that down. I'm just saying. Sometimes you got to pull some crazy shit. But there's a lot of guys out there like that. They're so fucking desperate. I've heard this. It's like, it's like, oh, I'm sick. And then 2 weeks later, oh my God, I'm miraculously cured. Don't ever do that shit. It sells, but it's wrong. Back to being honest. Be honest.
Have you ever had it? You think a woman's actually going to tell you, a woman or a man, who, in the chat group, we got a nice little chat group going on. Have you ever had an STD and actually been honest to a woman and said, you know what, I had this, but I fought it and I overcame it and I'm rocking like a motherfucker. Just like the HPV shit, those guys don't know we got it. There's no test for it.
Oh, that's true. That's very true.
So it's like, okay, well, do I need to thumb back through the women that I've slept with and like, hey, go get tested? I need to know.
You can prove it when your wife goes and has a hysterectomy, it's not the only way you can tell if you've got it or not.
That's true.
Well, touche. Then I guess we'll never know.
I need to get that shit on my VA record.
Yeah, seriously.
10%.
Well, give my wife HPV. Give me some more money, bitches.
Well, let's touch back on the friend zone right here, okay? Let's touch back on the friend zone. So, when I was young, I was single, and I had one of my friends come to me. She was a medic. The big deal with that? Did you talk to her? Well, no, because I'm not on an outbreak, and we use a condom, so there's no reason to. Now he's going to be freaking out, thinking I have herpes. And I was like, well, you do have herpes. You know what I mean? Like, you do. Like, why didn't you tell him? Well, because I'm not on an outbreak. All right. She said, so what do I do? So my great response was, you need to go to him and you need to tell him you tested positive or you think you tested positive for HIV. Okay? Now, why do we do this?
So that the news you're going to give him isn't as bad or doesn't sound as bad.
Exactly. Exactly. There we go. So when you go back and you're like, oh my God, the HIV test came back negative, but I did find out that I have herpes. So you might, you know what I mean? That makes it a little bit better. Makes it a little bit better. It's not great, but it does. It makes it a little bit better. And that brings us straight into the fat and the furious. How do you make it past the fat friend? There's always one. It's a challenge. It's an objective. How do you assault through that objective? Aries.
He's like, fuck it, I'll just take the bitch home.
I'll jump on this one. My first marriage. Okay.
You will.
Hey, we all have those drunken moments, man. My first marriage. it's maybe I didn't quite go about it right, but I'm sitting there laying in fucking bed. I got to get up at goddamn 4:30 to go to work, and the ex-wife's best friend was over there, and she's a heavyset girl, you know. And all of a sudden, I start hearing this talk. I just want to let you know that when I lay down at night, I pleasure myself to thoughts of you, and I'm like, oh my fucking god, fucking kidding me? It's like, got to go. Ain't having that shit up in here. You know, and you know, she did flip out on me a little bit. What the fuck? God, we're just sitting here talking. Why don't you go goddamn go to sleep? I was like, well, it'd be kind of easy to go to sleep if y'all wasn't in here talking about fucking each other. You know, it's, you know, yes, I understand, you know, not everybody can control their weight. You know, I laid up in the bed for 12 months and put on a little bit of weight. You know, I've had a lot come off, but the older we get, it's harder to control bodies, I guess, per se, because of our intakes and whatnot. But you know what? Heavy ladies probably got some of the best loving, because you have to figure, not a lot of people really would go after them. So where is their sexual self-esteem at? You know, how much are they wanted?
They do better.
Exactly. What have they thought about, looked at, studied, and researched, so that way they can pleasure their man to keep him along the side, because they know that both parties always look. You can't never go in somewhere and neither one of them not look.
Well, you bring up a good point, man, because for a lot of us too, when we get out and we're in the dating game or anything else, you don't have the same, you know, body type that you used to. You're not running 5 miles a day. You're not running up and doing PT every morning. So sometimes you have to, once again, be honest with yourself and look at it at you too. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So you can't be going out there trying to find, you know, only settling for a size 0 chick, man, when you're a plus size guy.
Yep.
You know, and I've been there a couple times in my life. Shit, because I tell you what, when I was living good, and I ate. I loved food, but you know, I've been up and down in weight. You know, ever since I got in and got out, and that's just something that I think a lot of men and women struggle with, and sometimes I think we put too much emphasis on it.
Oh yeah,
and that's not always right. And whether it's, you know, in the media today, or, you know, in anything else, just general perspective of how we look. You know, the one thing I think we all have to realize is that as we get older, our bodies deteriorate. Mine especially, dude. My back and my knees are fucked. And as soon as I can stop doing any type of cardio, I'm done. I'm just going to go and tell it. I'm done. You know? But, I mean, it's true, though. We do – it's something it's self-realization, self-actualization. We have to realize that as we get older, we're going to put on weight. We're not always going to be the same size that we are, and that's something that eventually you're going to have to get past. You can't be that superficial. So there's no reason to start something with that.
Right, and you bring up a good point in there. And in talking about taking care of yourself and realizing certain things, you know what? And this is another way to look at, you know, the plus size ladies. You know, everybody has to take care of themselves. You know, if you don't take care of yourself, then it's just going to be worse. It doesn't matter if you're size 0 or a plus size. If you don't take care of yourself, if you don't wash the stank off, you know, and do things for yourself, then you're not going to be attractive either damn way. But, you know, some of the plus size men and women out there actually look at themselves and want to take more care of themselves because of that situation too. You know, guys and ladies, they don't want no funky smell when somebody might be trying to go get their Red Wings there, Travis, or
fish tacos,
or the other way around. You know, it's something that both parties look at. You know, there again, a plus size lady might have the best thing around because they're taking better care of themselves. And you can tell when somebody's not taking care of themselves. I mean, it's plain and simple, really.
True story. Well, that brings us right into our next topic, which is the Italian restaurant. So speaking of taking care of yourselves, you know, I see a lot of people and they jump over a first date. This actually is something that happened to someone close to me, sister, recently. When we try too hard, once again, touching on that. If you're going on a first date, guys, there is no reason to take someone to a $45 to $65 a plate restaurant. No reason. You're just blowing money on stupid shit. You don't have to try that hard. I'm just saying, you don't have to try that fucking hard, man. Go grab a fucking beer. You know? Go find a food truck. I'm just saying. You ain't got to spend a lot of money. Sometimes the conversation and the, one-on-one time is a lot better. Any thoughts?
One-on-one time, that's always a good time. And you hit a good note a little bit ago talking about the little things. Little things mean the fucking world and can make that alone time actually a lot fucking better. Come on, guys. Is it so hard to get up in the morning times before you go to work and everybody's in bed to take your old lady's lipstick, write something on the fucking mirror, or leave a note in her fucking purse or something like that, or call the flower place and have some flowers or something dropped off while you're gone? Hell no, it's not.
You can write it on the mirror. Bitch, gonna make
right there. Okay, so I don't know if you know how much fucking lipstick costs, but at $50 a tube, I am not fucking writing shit on my mirror.
Hey,
That
That's the way to get a knife pulled on you by your woman.
hell yes.
That's true.
You
Okay.
fuck with her Sephora makeup.
okay, so here you go, guys. Here you go. Go to Walmart and try to pick out the same shade and some fucking cheap ass shit.
First time, just leave a letter on the counter or something. Leave a note. Don't put it in her purse because then she can think you went through that shit. Don't be fucking. You don't go through a goddamn woman's purse. Put that shit on the counter. I mean, I'm just saying. But right there brings us into our next topic, topic 8, and this is one of my favorites. I see it all the time. Y'all are all gonna think the wrong thing when I say this, and I love that. And that's the ex-girlfriend threesome fallout. What does that mean?
Don't fucking do it.
No. See that? There you go. You're going sexual. It's not sexual.
Snapchat.
Oh no, this was not sexual whatsoever. This was me introducing my wife to the ex-girlfriend. You don't do it.
You don't do that either. You're right. Good point, Chris. Why do I doubt Chris? He always fucking one-ups me. That's
You know what? I'm gonna capitalize on that right there because I just went through this shit like fucking 2.5 weeks ago. So everybody knows my service dog passed away the day before I moved, and we took her to my ex-in-laws to bury her. And my ex-brother-in-law comes out. He's prior service. He did reserves and came out, hugged me and shit. So my girl gets out. We're all standing there, and here comes my ex. I don't even think she paid attention to who was standing there, and she just like takes her hand, runs it across my back, and then leans over to try to give me a hug, and then she gets a glimpse of my girl standing there. Awkward. So awkward. I'm just like, oh shit. Am I going to hear this later? I mean, neither one of us, I didn't make no move. I just fucking stood there. But it just for the simple fact of motions being made. Nothing.
That's sort of the conversation while you're in the car going home, and it's like, do you still think she's pretty?
I've got to agree with Chris. You're setting yourself up for failure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, and here's the other thing I see, guys, is I saw this recently too, where a guy was, talking to a girl, everything else. She ended up getting with somebody else. Didn't work out. And then she's like, I'm going to find you a friend. I'm going to find you a girlfriend. Don't fucking do that shit. Don't do it. What do you think the outcome is going to be? Think it's going to be good? He wasn't good enough for me, but he's totally good enough for you for a night. Yeah, I mean, for some of you, that might be bread and butter. But for the rest of you, ease off on that one. Ease off on that one. Oh, any thoughts there, Aries?
No. You got to remember, I'm still single right now, so I'm not trying to bust myself. You know what I'm saying? Like,
He's learning. This is like his education right now.
Be honest.
I gotta be
Be
careful.
honest.
I'm still in the field right now, so I can't be, letting too many secrets and too many stories go. I gotta wait till after, they already know who I am, and then, and it's already,
You got to be honest. You got to be honest.
The two of us who are married, it's like shit. All that good stuff is behind us, so we